This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great being here with you in these online lessons. In this video, I'm going to go over movable shapes for major 7th chords. So we've previously learned how to play major 7th chords in first position on the guitar. Now we're going to look at the movable shapes. These are often used to play jazz and other styles that kind of have that same kind of sound. They are so fun. So I'm excited to introduce these to you. After we've gone over them, of course, we'll jam together on a progression with bass and drums accompaniment, so it's going to be super fun. This video accompanies lesson 22 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. In the book, we're going to start on page 143 as we take a look at these shapes, and then we'll be on page 146 as we're playing this progression. So it's going to be great. Let's take a look at these. Now, with this, kind of like the bar chords that we've learned before, we've got a 6th string form and we've got a 5th string form. And what does that mean? That means we have one where we have the lowest root on the 6th string and one with the lowest root on the 5th string. And then wherever we position them along the fretboard, it's all about what note we're playing here or here, depending on which shape we're playing, that tells us what version we're playing. So we're going to learn these in 3rd position. We'll stick our index finger on that root in 3rd position. So we'll be on the 6th string for the 6th string form and the 5th string for the 5th string form. Of course, these are major 7th chords. We've learned previously that that's a major chord with a major 7th added to it. Super awesome, rich sound. Let's look at the 6th string form first. With this one, we'll put our index finger at the 3rd fret of the 6th string. That's a G note, so we're going to be doing this with G. And then we're going to put our middle finger, so index finger on the low 6th string, middle finger in the same fret on the 2nd string, ring and pinky fingers on the 2 inside strings, the 4th and the 3rd string, 1 fret higher. We don't play the 5th string and we don't play the top string. So I'm going to use my index finger to lightly touch those and mute them. So when I lay that down, it looks just like that and it sounds just like that. And that's a G major 7th chord right there, which is so gorgeous. I love that chord. So you can just kind of get used to playing that one, strum it a little bit, and just sort of enjoy it. Way back in the lesson on strumming, which was lesson 14, on page 92, we learned strumming pattern U, which had this pattern V. U is this 4 to the bar strumming, but we did pattern V where we just do dot. I found that I think that's one of the best ways to get started learning these chords is just to use that one. It's just a nice, comfortable thing to do, and it just sounds so great. A lot of times I'll add a little slap in between each of those. Down, slap, down. So you can get comfortable with the G major 7th chord that way. Let's look at the 5th string form. With this one, we have a couple different options. We can play the top string or we don't have to, so I'll explain it both ways. Our root is on the 5th string. At the 3rd fret, that's a C, so we're going to be doing this with C. So we're going to stick our index finger at the 3rd fret since we're doing this in C, but we're going to stick that one there. We can bar across the top 5 strings and catch the top string. So we can put a bar there. Then of course we're going to use the index finger to mute that low 5th string, so if we strum it, it doesn't ring. Then middle finger goes on the 3rd string, 1 fret higher, and ring and pinky fingers go 2 frets higher on the 4th and 2nd strings. So if we were to bar across, we will get a sound that has all top 5 strings. One way to see this is to think of your C7 chord, if you're familiar with the bar chords, and then just add your middle finger there on that 3rd string, 1 fret above the bar. So that's one way to play it. The other way is to take that top string and just mute it, and so just play the inside 4 strings. Sometimes when I'm playing, I like the richness of just having the inside 4 strings, so I don't always play that high string. You can do it either way. With the same kind of thing, you can just get used to it using that little strumming pattern. Do, dot. It can help to go back and forth between these 2 chords. Maybe do it a couple times on each one and just try and switch. If doing the strumming is too hard going back and forth and you just want to take one, let it ring, then find the next, let it ring, and just go back and forth. We are going to jam together on a chord progression that goes around the circle of fourths. So on page 146, we're going to do number 1. You'll note the root movement here. So we start on a C. If we go to the 8th fret on the 6th string with the C, we've got a C there. Then the F. If we stay at the 8th fret, we go to the 5th string form, we've got an F there. Then for B flat, we can drop down 2 frets, but back to the 6th string. E flat, same fret, but the next string. Then for A flat, down to the 4th fret, but the 6th string. D flat, up to that 4th fret. Then as we're getting low, we can continue to go lower, or it's time to go higher. So if we go higher, we can go up to the G flat that's at the 9th fret, and then stay on that 5th string. Then we go down to the B at the 7th fret of the 6th string, and then we go 7th fret on the 5th string for the E, then down 2 frets and down to the 6th string for A. So at the 5th fret, the 5th fret on the 5th string for D, then down 2 frets to the 3rd fret on the 6th string for G, and then we'd be back to C. That's one way to make your way around that circle of fourths. And then if you add in the shapes, you'd have C major 7 to F major 7, B flat major 7 to E flat major 7, A flat major 7 to D flat major 7, take it up to G flat major 7, then B, then E, then A, then D, then G, and then back to C. So we're going to play through this progression 3 times, 3 different tempos with bass and drums accompaniment. I'm going to use just the do-dot strumming pattern because I think that one makes it really nice and easy to play this progression. So we'll just make our way around that circle using that one, going back and forth between the chords. 3 tempos, 3 times. It's going to be a great way to get started with these chords. So let's go ahead and jam together on this progression. Okay, awesome. I hope you are having so much fun with this. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the dominant 7th chord movable shapes. Now, we've done these before with bar chords, but we are going to learn one new shape that's kind of a jazzier, that has a jazzier sound and works nicely with some of these other chords that we're learning. So we'll learn that one, we'll review the other one, and it's going to be fun. Take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.